Good morning. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. My name is Letty. Happy Thursday. We almost there. I hope you guys are well today. Today we're doing something a little bit different for the encouragement of the day. The advisors spread deck. You could be facing some type of problem, and you're looking for, some advice, um, universal advice or guidance. And so, tapping into the collective energy, we're going to do a spread around maybe a certain problem you might have and kind of see what spirit has to say about it. If it resonates, it does. If it does not, leave it. Don't try to make it fit. Okay. But if it does resonate, take it, consider it. Definitely use your own discernment. That's necessary. Okay. And so let's take a look. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. My name is Letty. The station is Blood Moon Oracle. Okay. If you are new, welcome, love bugs. And you are more than welcome to subscribe if you feel led to do so. If you do, consider hitting that bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new content, all kinds of content on the channel and more to come. And so let's take a look. Okay. If you love music, definitely more music to come. You can look at my shorts and my videos, meditation, music. If you're a music lover, all types of genres. I do have a Spotify channel. You can pull my music off of iTunes, and I do have a YouTube channel as well. 369, or is it? I always forget it. Letty Music 369. YouTube. Okay. That's where I'll be loading a lot of my music moving forward. And so, let's get started and see. Welcome again. And let's see what the advice is. First of all, taking a look at the problem, I did sit my cards out in advance. The card that came out is the Judgment. This is an old deck of mine, my Star Tarot deck. This was like one of the very first decks that I have purchased when I got into tarot. I pulled this out last night and it was like getting reacquainted with an old friend. It was a very nostalgic session that I had last night before I went to bed. Lots of inspiration coming out of this deck. And so I was like, we are using you tomorrow. But I pulled out the Judgment as the problem. So when I look at Judgment, I feel like the problem could very well, or the situation, the challenge, the obstacle that one might be facing could absolutely be around judgment, right? Or maybe not being decisive, not seeing things clearly. Because when we look at the energy of the Judgment, this is all about the energy of awakening to self, like not being blind to self, not being numb to self, but also having a higher level of awareness that kind of awakens something in us to a new way of thinking. And so this almost gives me a feel of like, this could also be around self-judgment, judging oneself, or maybe judging others, right? This could go any kind of way. But I feel like no matter how this comes across, this could talk about the divine speaking and being able to listen closely when the divine speaks. Maybe there's a challenge there. There's some spiritual revelation or aha moment that wants to come through, that wants to be revealed. It's almost like a revelation that is begging to come through, that's knocking, that's trying to get through. What could be the challenge is like old ideas or like outworn beliefs or things that would block us from transforming into a higher awareness that would probably allow us a new experience or take us into a new direction. And so I feel like this card, it's just coming through as some kind of block. We have all kinds of experiences, all kinds of lessons, and all kinds of detours that we navigate through life. This energy of the judgment comes through to free us in our mind and our heart when it comes to things like false beliefs, things that aren't necessarily true, or maybe fogginess, right? It breaks the fog so that we can have clarity and kind of realization of the oneness that we get to experience life in. I am going to clarify that because I want to get clarity. So I'm going to use, actually, I'm going to use my tarot, my Crow Tarot deck for this. My Lunas tends to get a little bit, dreamy. And so we're not trying to do dreamy energy right now. We're trying to get some clarity right now. So we're going to use our Crow Tarot deck. What is the challenge? Why is the judgment out here for the challenge, Spirit? Okay. It is definitely about clarity. We have the Two of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. So someone may be trying to get some clarity on which direction to move, like which decision to make. The Two of Swords is about not just decision, but it's about dilemma, right? Being in a difficult place right now, maybe not even trying to deal with it. And so the Nine of Pentacles is also about this sense of independence and having this very beautiful sense of independence. So there's some decision being made right now, and there might be things that are clouding the judgment. Maybe you just don't even want to make the decision. The Two of Swords sometimes can be not wanting to deal with it at all. But the judgment is the central issue that we're dealing with right now today in today's encouragement. Maybe someone needs to open up and be open to what Spirit is trying to show today, or the message Spirit is trying to convey. There's some revelation that wants to break through that's going to give you some clarity, or there's some aha moment that wants to happen. Okay. So as we go through the spread, we're going to take a look at the past influences around this. And so these past influences are things that may be losing their grip on you or losing their potency in this situation. And these are things that may need to be released, that may no longer be important. So we have the Temperance and the Page of Swords. Ooh, these cards are showing really well. The Temperance and the Page of Swords. So the Temperance could actually talk about this sense of I almost get the feel like it's standing in place. When I think of the Temperance, Temperance is very grounded, very balanced, very stable because there is this stance that Temperance has made, this groundedness in the position that Temperance has declared and is unmoved. As you look at this picture, see those two paths on the side of Temperance? And Temperance is not tempted to go either way. Temperance is very grounded and stable right where Temperance is. And so maybe there was a period of time where there was a need to stay grounded in place and not and not move one way or the other. But it's saying that this is coming through as something that needs to be released, or something that no longer holds significance in this moment. So maybe it's time to move. The Two of Swords did come out. Maybe it is time to go one way or the other. The Page of Swords is also a message coming through, maybe of clarity or some type of information that came through. Page of Swords. This is an interesting combination. So temperance to the Page of Swords can kind of like taking a diplomatic stand at one point in time. Maybe that's no longer necessary, right? It needs to be released. It could also be with the Page of Swords, the pages can sometimes represent children. There may have been like a diplomatic stand being taken towards a situation with a child that may no longer be necessary. It may need to be released, or maybe there's other options at this point. Maybe there are other ways to handle the situation, because it's saying that this one, it's time for this one to be released, right? So some stance that was taken at some point in time may be at a place now where it can be released. That's what I'm feeling here, but we are going to clarify. Why is the Temperance and the Page of Swords here for what needs to be released? The Temperance and the, has something to do with healing and what you're putting your energy, your time, maybe your resources into. We have the Nine of Wands to the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, at one point in time, maybe that was the right thing to do. The Nine of Wands can sometimes be an unrelenting position, right? The Nine of Wands is somebody that's in it to win it. Like they're going to stand in place to the end of daylight, right? Because they just feel a sense of duty to do that. But there's something about the energy here. It's asking you to release it. So whatever that diplomatic stance has been, maybe there's something else coming in, trying to give you more revelation about where you are now that no longer requires this stance. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Now, as we move forward here, we're looking at negative influences, and these energies are energies that you might try to minimize, or at the very least, just be aware of. Okay. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Nine of Pentacles and the High Priestess. So there's some awareness with the High Priestess. This is like this knowing, this awareness, this self-awareness. And it could be around self-dependency, being overly self-dependent, or something like that. So the High Priestess really represents like a time of intuition, inner wisdom, and leading to the Nine of Pentacles. This suggests a period or a time of really financial comfort, self-sufficiency. When we look at this combination, it's really a time when you can manifest intuitive insights into material success. It also can suggest a time of enjoying the fruits of your labor while cultivating this sense of independence. But it's coming in as something maybe that is being perceived or being experienced in a negative aspect. So this is something, maybe a sense of independence I'm feeling, or being overly independent, Spirit is saying. It's coming through as something that's working against what Spirit is trying to bring across right now. So this might be a time, again, to release some stance, because it's having some counterintuitive reaction to what Spirit is trying to do right now. This over independence, this could be just like, maybe this is a really good time in life, right? And, you know, I'm thinking of times where I have been really comfortable and just have really enjoyed life. But the question is, okay, are we meant to stay there? That's the question. As good as it feels and as comfortable as it can get, there may be things that we are being called to do. This is also about calling. There may be things that we're being called to do. So maybe there is other things that would be more significant, more effective, more purposeful, right? Why is the High Priestess and the Nine of Pentacles coming through as a negative? I feel like for someone with the Three of Swords and the Strength, it could have something to do with certain experiences that you've had that haven't necessarily been good ones. It's like, you know how you have a child that's like had some type of experience at school and they're like, they have experienced like some extreme embarrassment, right? And it's like, I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to face, you know, the after effect of what has happened. I just don't want to deal with it. It's almost like that kind of energy. I just want to stay at home in my bed and watch TV and eat snacks and just sit in my energy of comfort. It's that kind of energy. But Spirit is saying it's enough of that. Too much of that at this point. It's time to get out. I'm relating to this, y'all. Listen, I'm guilty of being in my comfort zone for too long. But yeah, that's the energy I'm getting. And sometimes when we get in a place and we refuse to keep moving forward, it can cause stagnancy, is what Spirit is saying. And so, though these are good things, right? Being in an energy where you can enjoy the fruits of your labor and just having this very abundant energy because you're so tapped in to your abundance and how to just keep that going. Spirit is saying, but to bring in balance, we may need to focus on some other things or step outside of that comfort zone, is what I'm getting. We're also going to look at where you are right now, what is presently occurring in this situation. And we have the Seven of Swords and the Star. So the Star to the Seven of Swords. So when I look at the Star, it almost feels to me like Spirit is telling you to get ready. The Seven of Swords and the Star. Spirit is like, get ready. Something is coming, right? Something very important. You're being led to something very important. The Seven of Swords is about strategy. The Star is about being led. It's almost like Spirit is saying, get your ducks in a row, get your house in order, because something is about to transpire. Something's about to take place. This is where you are right now. This is why Spirit is bringing this message up, trying to give you this revelation, because something very important is about to take place. So what is this that's about to take place? Let's see if we can get information. Sometimes Spirit will tell us. Sometimes Spirit won't tell us. Okay. For somebody, oh, so you may know what this is. I have the King of Cups and the High Priestess. So this may have something to do with something that's about to transpire in your life. But I almost feel like you already know what this is. The High Priestess means that you're tapped into this energy. You're privy to this energy. It's hidden, but not to you. And it's in relation to the King of Cups. There's something specific that's about to happen with someone very important. And so Spirit is saying, get ready, get your house in order, get out of the comfort zone and start preparing for the next part that's coming right now. You are, in fact, moving forward, whether you're ready or not, right? There's a piece of advice that's coming through right now. If we want to be successful, then we need to stay ready, right? Preparation plus opportunity equals success. I feel like there's some opportunity that's heading your way that's about to be revealed, but you need to be ready for it. Spirit is saying it is absolutely time to move forward. Now, when we move to our next set of energies, we're looking at positive influences. Positive influences. These are helpful energies that can help us in this situation. We have the Hermit and the Two of Pentacles. So going within, making sure that you are spending time with Spirit in your prayer closet, in your meditation position, going within, seeking answers, looking for clarity within. There's quite a few cards coming out here about connection with spirit. Matter of fact, the judgment is that kind of energy. We have the temperance, we have the high priestess, we have the star, like a lot about connection, introspection, guidance, revelation, right? So there's a lot happening here as it pertains to your connection. So when we look at the Hermit to the Two of Pentacles, it's almost like spirit is asking you to introspect, to stay balanced when it comes to your material pursuits. The Two of Pentacles is a very busy energy, juggling, multitasking. Pentacles are all about the material world. We could be talking about material pursuits, how you go about your day to day, but it's also about balance. And this, coupled with the Hermit, could ask that you seek inner guidance and wisdom to help navigate challenges when it comes to being flexible and adaptable with what's about to happen, right? These are positive things that's going to help you right now. And as you move forward, having a meditation life, having a prayer life, understanding the importance of seeking guidance spiritually. Okay. Those are positive things that will help. And then when we look at the future, this is the energy that represents this culmination of influences of the last four energies that we were talking about. When we move towards the future, of course, the Hierophant would come out and the Four of Swords. So the Hierophant can many times talk about some type of teacher, guide, someone that people would go to receive direction or instruction. And that with the Four of Pentacles. So, and I'm at the Four of Swords. I hope that's what I said. The Hierophant with the Four of Swords. I can't help but feel this is a weird combination, because when we look at the Hierophant, not only are we talking about teachers, but we're also talking about like institutions, structures. It's almost like spirit is asking you, in consideration of these last four energies we were talking about, these challenges, where you are right now, the positive influences that could possibly assist you as you move forward. Spirit is saying it's time to relax and maybe even pull back from traditional structured thoughts, right? This might be a time for you to be open, to be guided, maybe even to a different direction, a different way. The Four of Swords is almost like relaxing, right? Look at how relaxed that this person is in a natural environment, right? Which is very opposite of this. This is very structured. We're talking about institutions that, and when we think about institutions, we're talking about government, religion, schools, like things that are structured to direct us in a certain way. It is very instructional, right? And it's almost like spirit is wanting you to consider everything that has been discussed here and pull back to be open to an aha moment, a revelation. I do get the feel like this revelation may be something different. What's coming is going to be something different than anything that you have experienced. That's what I'm getting. But you have to be positioned to receive it. You have to be positioned to actually take part, right? That's what I'm getting. So as we look at, all the energies that's come out, I do feel like there's something that you will see. Yeah. There's something that you'll see when all is said and done. We've looked at all of these different archetypal advisors, right? We looked at the Temperance, the High Priestess, the Star, the Hermit. We even looked at the Hierophant as well. And they all brought this very energy that really leads back to your connection with your higher power, right? And the point of you coming through and the focus around these archetypal energies. And then we looked at also the advice that came with that around how we are to react to this advice, right? Whether it was releasing something, whether it was being open to navigate new energy, new instruction, new information, whether it was to strategize and prepare for something. It could have been also with this Four of Swords to relax and relax the boundaries of something so that something can come in. You can receive something or something can transact, I feel like. And so what I'm getting here is really to take a look at the energy, and the overall energy that I pulled from my oracle deck was the vision that comes in, which very much feels like this Judgment card. There's a vision that you may in fact have here as we move forward. Is that a blood moon? No, it's not a blood moon, but it is. What is that? Very interesting. It's interesting that this card would come out. I'm just looking at this card, but it's kind of similar. I get the feel like this is kind of like the same energy of the Judgment. Like there's a new vision coming in. There's a new revelation that's about to happen, but it requires preparation for you to receive it. This is from my Wild Unknown deck. I'm going to go ahead and read the vision so you can get a better understanding of what this is. And this comes through as something that you're going to be able to utilize. It comes through as a tool. Okay. The dream, you could be having a specific dream that's coming through right now, or a vision, right? Something that is being revealed. This definitely that Judgment energy. And with this, it's almost like you'll be able to gauge just how connected you are to your vision by how tired you are. Since the vision feeds us energy, it affects our life force and vitality, right? Whatever this is, I feel like it's going to give you energy. What direction that you're being guided to go is going to give you kind of like an upsurge of energy, whatever this is. You're going to find maybe even a change in your energy. That's the direction that Spirit is leading you. It's going to feel like a different energy. This might be a time for you to engage with things that make you feel a certain kind of way, like engage with art that you used to look at when you were young, or listen to old records and poetry. These are ways to activate that vision and kind of feed it. Okay. This is all about potent imagination. Also, synchronicities are happening too. And then the energy of trust. On the flip side, if we're having a difficult time with this may come through on the shadow side as being disconnected from art or from dreams and feeling listless or kind of aimless. But Spirit is trying to redirect us so that we can get back to our vitality. So it is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny towards which we are aimed. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born. Thus, we are sent on a lifelong journey to rediscover, a journey of rediscovery, Such is the elusive nature of the vision. It ships away yet it guides. It appears in strange dreams and surreal images, seemingly unattainable and preposterous. When we are connected to the vision, we carry an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. Mhm. We trust the world and its synchronicities. We walk through new doors into wondrous opportunities. We all want to be near those with vision. They emit this energy more potent than any elixir. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. So, Spirit is asking us to allow the mystery to be brought back, allow the dreams to be awakened in real time. So, that's what this is about for somebody. Don't get it twisted. We've all been given, like it was just saying, some purpose, some vision when we entered into the world. But the moment we enter in, it escapes us. And then our part of our mission is to find it again. And it's so interesting that that's being said because I'm a dreamer, not literal. I'm literally a dreamer. Whereas I will have dreams that will be more than dreams. It's almost like I've had dreams that actually came to pass in real time, but then there are those dreams where I know they're supposed to come to pass. And there's specific things in the dreams that is deeper than the dream. It's almost like it's real life in the dream. It's like this is real life. You just haven't hit this place in your life yet. And so it's almost like there's this traveling through life to get to that place where you meet the dream. And we could call it maybe deja vu. Sometimes it feels that way. It's like, I must have dreamt about this. And now I'm sitting in it in real time, or I must have did this before, kind of like that kind of energy. But there's something that Spirit is doing for the collective today, for somebody that may need this information, that may need to release some things or be open or relax some type of boundary so that the new vision can be awakened again. And how will you know? If you are already attached to this vision, life will be thrilled. It will be full of energy and invigorated and not listless and energyless and dull and just like going along every day. But there's something that you get up. You can't wait to engage the day. It's that kind of energy. And so if this is for you, ask, what is it that you are trying to reveal to me? Even if you are somebody that wakes up, you can't wait to jump out of bed and engage the day, ask. And if you're not that person, you want that kind of energy, ask. This is for everybody. It's for everybody, okay? And so let me know if this resonates for you. Let's see, is there anything else? Let's see. I am going to pull from my wisdom of the hidden realms just to see what other specifics. What is the vision, Spirit? Give us energy around this vision. So fly. Guess what comes out? The Dream Walker. So someone knows exactly what I'm talking about because they've had these kinds of experiences that I'm talking about when it comes to dreams. You are a dream walker. You are somebody that is very much tapped in. This High Priestess came out several times. The Eagle King comes out talking about the big picture and being tapped in with energy from the angelic realm. The River Queen, water energy coming through, talking about flow, releasing, natural movement. So for somebody, this is very specific. Resting tree, patience, stillness, For somebody, this is very specific. And I feel like even though for some it may be vague and you may need to inquire a little bit more, for others, you know exactly what this is for you. You have some connection, I feel like some connection to your higher self, to your source. There is some higher sense of awareness that you operate in. And so you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't even have to really say a lot. You are a dreamer. You're connected to your purpose in many ways. Maybe you see a bigger purpose when it comes to the collective good. Maybe this is a message just confirming what you already knew, maybe in terms of releasing, being willing to move forward, being prepared for what is to come. This serves as a confirmation, okay, for you. For you. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led, okay? For others, this may be just letting you know you're not tripping. Yeah, we talking to you, okay? All right, that's what I have today. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is Blood Moon Oracle. Leticia is my name. I will see you all next time, my love bugs. This is the encouragement of the day. Collective message. Take what resonates. If it doesn't, don't try to make it fit, because whoever this is for knows, right? This is really confirmation of maybe something that you were sensing. And we will see you all next time, okay? Bye.